Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Football Manager 2020 Zero to Hero Youth Factory FC, episode number 13. We're into March. Youth intake coming very soon. Williamson, Toyne, and Ball. Now happy to stay with the team. Of course, they weren't getting offers, and they were going, why don't you let us leave? And now that it's middle of March, the time has passed, and they're happy. They're happy where they're at. I do find it odd that we did collect a big chunk of money at the end of January when no players actually left. It's very strange. It's like we agreed to a deal without agreeing to a deal. Anyway, 30 have been played in the league. 20 teams in the league means a 38-game season. We have 8 games left to play. 8. It's not much. And we only have a 4-point lead. The goal differential very much in our favor. But there has been losses. There have definitely been some losses. Now, recently, we lost 2-1 to North Ferriby at home. Yeah. Own goal by Eddie Warren. And then we pull one back by Gregory. And then they get it right back 4 minutes later. And we could never level the score from there. But the FA Trophy quarterfinal against York. A 1-0 win. So we are still in the FA Trophy, deep into that tournament. We're into the semifinal now against Bromley. So that's going to be coming up here in a little bit, and we will get at least one of those games live during this episode. We had a draw against Cologne. We had a loss against Cologne in the league, so we've played them twice in just the last little bit, and only 1 point out of those 2 matches. Dunstan, we also lost to them recently, so not the greatest stretch for us. And Cologne, they're only 7th in the league, and we only managed 1 point against them. Dunstan, another team that beat us, is just 4 points behind, so it's a little tricky period for us, and we're going to be taking things slowly until we get our youth intake anytime now during the month of March, usually around the second week. And then, of course, we've got the semifinal coming up. So I'm going to push forward a handful of days, and we'll see what happens. About a week and a half further on, not quite yet. Any day now, we should have our youth intake. But a few updates. First off, Premier League, it's Man City 6 points clear on top, but Tottenham have a game in hand, as does Man United. A little further behind, 10 points down. Liverpool just 1 point further back, and then a big drop to Arsenal and Chelsea outside of the Champions League places. It's West Brom and Burnley that are level on points and also a little bit ahead of the field in the Championship. And in League One, Luton Town are 5 points clear of Hull City. Hammond and Moffat have reached yellow card limits, so they're going to be suspended for a little while. We played 2 matches. One of them, the biggest win in the history of this division, 7-0 against the last place team. But then we went on the road to Brighouse and gave up 3 goals. We scored 3 goals, but we gave up 3 goals, something we never do. Never. We were up 1-0, and then right before halftime they scored, and then Williamson Toyne comes right back to regain the lead. But then Paul Brown, still before halftime, levels the score again. What a crazy end to the half. And then early second half, Catton comes out and takes the lead. No. What? Oh, I did not see this goal here. Wilkinson. So actually, we were down. So they leveled right after we scored the go-ahead, and then they reclaimed the lead, and then and that wasn't. There was still crazy time here. Anyway, the way the scoring went, we were down 3-2 at the half, and we got one back in the second half, but never could grab a game winner. Shots were 24-12. just finishing appeared to be the main thing on the day. Fortunately, though, over those two matches, Dunstan dropped the same amount of points. They had 1 win, 1 draw in those games, and that was just our second draw of the season. But 22-2-8 with just 6 left to play. It's a little close for comfort this season, isn't it? A little bit close for comfort. Let's go ahead and push forward. We have a few days till the next one, and I have a feeling that somewhere right here we're going to get that youth intake. There's one project that I'd very much like to get to as we take this break and get into this youth intake, and that being, I want to start focusing training for the players individually, not necessarily on training skills for them, but training to play the positions that they would play in our formation. Because for me, I'd like to stick with this gegenpress for a long time coming. Now that we're here, now that we're in it, we might as well stick with it and keep using it to push forward. The discipline piece will get better over time, I think, honestly. And Moffat out for a week, but he is already suspended anyway, so it's okay as long as he doesn't get hurt worse. Let's skip 1 day. Don't want to coach the under 23s right now. So our under 23s have struggled a lot. They've had 1 draw. They have a minus 49 goal differential. But you can see that they are up against very, very good teams in the under 23s category. It's the under 18s that actually have impressed a little bit this season. Our under 18s are starting... Whoa, Stephen Owen. Holy cow, you're up to a 79? I think you're ready to get promoted. But let's wait until the youth intake happens, because there could be other things. Forbes also jumping to a 64. Those guys have developed rapidly in the last handful of months. David up to a 64 now. Gallagher's a 61. And in the main squad, yeah, see, that's 70. That's enough to get into the starting lineup, depending, positionally. But considering that it is Gibbons, I think, who has been our starting right winger for a long time, he has already not only jumped past him, but jumped past his potential. Gibbons, yeah, quite a few starts, 19, 27 sub appearances, 5 goals, 7 assists, just a 7.01 rating. Compared to the rest of the team, that's not too good. So he's going to be on his way up to first team. Big changes for this match. There were some changes for that last one. Of course, a couple of these are because of guys being out. And, there you go. Gibbons and Dale have been trading off. But looking around, right? A lot of these guys in the lineup aren't fully in the best of shape to play their roles. That's what I want to work on. Gibbons is good for his role. Burton is good for his role. Most of them are not. Even Barry Ball, right? He's a sweeper keeper. He's not naturally a sweeper keeper. So if I can train him as a sweeper keeper, he's going to do even better. Hopefully. Oh, press conference. Oh man, I get to skip most of this stuff, but not today. Not today. We have an excellent chance. Or at least a playoff place, that's why. We're going to try to win every match. I don't know any other way of working. Yes. Sure, I have no idea who he is. Supporters have responded well to consistency and giving opportunities to youngsters. Of course, the entire team, very, very young. Yay, everybody's happy. By the way, we have more staff overhaul that we could be working on here in the near future as well. And I think the time is about right for that. We did trade out our assistant manager in the last episode. The other staff positions I still have vacancies that I haven't filled, so we might start there and then slowly replace those guys, upgrade them as we continue to move up and attract better coaches. Into the 15th. This youth intake's gotta be coming. Right? Right? Where is it? Aha! 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 It is. It hit today, it looks like. Curry, too old for under 23s. We're gonna have to bump him up, which also means his days are numbered, like maybe today. Your players called up for international duty: Scotland under 19s for Gallagher, Ramich for the Bosnia-Herzegovina under 21s, and Anderson for the Denmark under 21s. Okay, here it is, our youth intake. We do have a few players with some pretty high potential and already some pretty good ability. A couple of Scotland guys, we're right on the border. Alan Hutton, right back or center back. Spence, important position, middle of the field, or the attacking, or the striking. I'm excited by those two. Also, another good goalkeeper into the mix. Another decent midfielder into the mix. And it looks like John Hurst might not have a ton of potential, but he looks like he might be decent already. Looks like a pretty good group of players coming in. Excuse me. Whisper it quietly, but this could be a so-called golden generation with Karen Spence, the diamond, in a very strong group of players. I like to think I've influenced the personality of many of the players, including Colin Curry and Mickey Roper. Dean Rook, our assistant coach, helping with that apparently. Youth candidates given trial contracts you can evaluate, and of course we have a friendly match coming up. And why not? Let's attend the game. It's going to give us 2 games in this episode. At least. Let's go ahead and get to that game. We'll evaluate the team after. Oh, it's tomorrow. Sure we don't push too far forward to miss the game. No, Williams. Okay, tight calf, 2 to 3 days. Whew. Okay, we win the game 3-1. Senior team does, and yes, I know he's tired, but that's okay. Gregory, 3 goals. A little praise for that one. Good job. And Dunstan hasn't played. Never mind. They haven't played, but we draw a little bit closer to the end of the season. And do what we need to do. We're the only team that played on the day. Is that because we have the FA Trophy semifinal? Probably coming up this weekend. All right, youth candidates against our U18s. Now, well, something we were just talking about a few minutes ago was how the U23s are really struggling. The U18s are actually getting to the point where they're starting to be competitive with the Premier League and couple Championship League teams that we share a league with. We're competitive against them now. Before a season ago, we lost every game. Then, last season, we were still losing almost every game, but all of a sudden it was 1-0, like every game just about, or occasionally it was 2-1. And we did end up with a draw or two for the season. So we had no points initially, and then last season, we got to a couple points. And the youth candidates are the first ones to strike 60% possession the first 3 shots of the game, though not on target. Forbes hurting. That's not good. Oof. No subs for me. I'm not in charge of the U18s anymore. Hopefully Forbes gets subbed out of there. I don't want him to get hurt. There's the first shot for the U18s. So, obviously, we've got a few decent players already in the U18s, but a lot of the better players have been moved along. Let's start getting an eye on these candidates and see where they sit, how they sit. Oh, Stephen Owen with the goal. So the U18s do strike first. Candidates might be good, but they're not winning here. But remember, plenty of these U18s are a mix of the last couple seasons worth of players. All right, Erdogan, very eccentric. Handling is good. Punching is good. Rushing out is good. He's aggressive. He's brave. Let's see, where is halftime? Can I pull? Let's see here. I like to pull up the... here it is. Score level. No, it's not. It's the U18s. Jack Cook makes it 2, second half. Only 2 minutes in. There's what I wanted. Okay. So, Erdogan reflexes are in 11. That's a good start. Hey, Ian Smalley gets one back. There's Curry. Lays it back for Lincoln. Lincoln with the ball over the top. The fullback. It was a nice ball. Smalley, good control. Good finish. Bangs it off the bar. Trying to think. Hurst was one of the ones to watch out for, who had good quality already. But it's Hutton, right? Hutton, yes, the high potential one. He's fast, 13. Not crazy fast, but that's good. He's brave. His positioning's good. His work rate's high. His tackling is good, so he's already a good defender. But he's got a lot to work on otherwise. But he's a good defender. Hey, but McAllister just scored. I didn't even see that. Scores level. Candidates are winning and fighting back, so they definitely are showing why they might be a golden generation. Because, yes, I know, a lot of the U18s. A lot, not all. Ian Smalley just made it 30. Yes, he did. A lot of the current U18s, right, all but a couple, are guys that don't have high potential. They're the ones that, if you had the candidates that you needed, you wouldn't take all. You wouldn't sign all. And this could be the first year where I don't sign all. Could be. Still might. We still have a number of the original first year nothing but ones guys that need to go away. Definitely need to go away. Dawson, passing tackling's okay. Lincoln doesn't look good at this point. Spence, there's our man. Heading's 14, first touches at 11 already. He's got some skill. He's definitely got some good mental attributes. Stamina, acceleration, balance are good. Jasper Anderson, levels the score at 3. And that was all him. Turns, beats his defender, takes it, steps up, slams it home. It's a good shot from Anderson. There we go. McAllister, natural fitness, aggression, but nothing else. Curry, he's got some athletic, mental attributes already. Penalty. Oof. A decisive penalty 5 minutes from the end. Counting stoppage time. It's the 90th minute where Smalley steps up, barely scores that one. That's his third, I think. It is his third. And he's not anything to write home about. Excuse me. Oh, man. I looked offside, but I don't see a flag going up. Stephen Owen scores to level the score with time up. No, it is onside. The right fullback hanging back a little too far. Owen runs through. He was behind the near line. You'll see he's already behind the line here. But there it is. There's our man. Puts him onside. Good call from the AR. Nothing from Chorley. So not all these guys are going to offer too much. But the score finishes level, 4-4. The candidates, though, look like the better team. So there is some quality coming in. There's definitely some quality coming in. But let's start breaking it down. Youth candidates, signing the recommended players is one option, but there's another way to do it. And they're recommending that we take just 6. Almost certainly going to take more than that. But there we go. Here's the squad. So Spence, already a 62. Just a 134 potential, though. It's not as fantastic as they would have made you think. But Hutton, a 147. That's good. Hurst, unfortunately, doesn't have a ton of potential, but he's already at 49, so he's not bad. Let's go by potential. There we go. Yeah, Hutton. Halford. He's got some work to do, only at 49, but he's definitely got some potential. Spence. Dawson. Or Dogan. He'll step up. We were missing a goalkeeper, so that's good. McAllister. Those guys all have some decent potential. They'll see some first-team action. And there's Stephen Owen, who's really stepped up, right? And it's because of that high potential. So he's ready to make a jump, I think. Forbes, maybe. Well, he's hurt. Oh, he got hurt in this game. It's just for a week or two. Chorley. There's the first one who's probably not going to get signed on. Liver's Edge, nice name. Might not get signed on. The others, most of them have a chance. These few, we'll see. Smalley, just 26 of 63. And unambitious. Bad combination. Probably not going to get signed. These guys certainly will. Certainly. And in the under 23s, right? This is where things begin because we have all these guys still need to be replaced. And that's one of the main reasons why the U23s is so bad. You have all these unambitious Ross Grays, Reddingtons, Williamsons, Herbert players that are from that original group that never developed. Never. So taking those guys out and finding the replacements and then having depth for first team, U23, U18s, that's what I'm now going to go to work on. But I can tell you already that Stephen Owen is going to jump to the first team, and that's going to help fill this out. But it's time to kind of put everybody side by side where they're at positionally and break it down. So how I'll do this is I'll filter, bring everybody in together, but then start going position by position. Goalkeepers alone. And then from there, we'll see. You can already see Erdogan. Yeah, I definitely need to sign him, as he already comes in as our third best option. So with Ball, Gallagher on the senior team, Erdogan, he might go straight into the under-23s, but I think I'd rather keep him, especially age-wise, how these guys all compare. Erdogan's going to stay in the U18s for now. So we'll sign him, put him in the U18s, let him develop with them. And then Stevens and Williamson, well, everybody I have is 18 or over. So I don't know if Stevens could even be. Is he in the I'm not worried about that, but where is he right now? Okay, he is with the U18s. He'll stay with the U18s. Williamson will stay with the U23s. I still only have 5 keepers, so Williamson's not going anywhere yet. But at least we're getting closer. We're getting closer to filling out the squad, so that's nice. It's nice to finally have that. Obviously, Barry Ball is our guy for a long time coming. He's still only 19. And the big thing I've got to watch out for is, as his ability is now over 100, there's going to be teams that want him. And the offers are going to get bigger and bigger over time. And we might lose him eventually. In which case, I'm thinking Erdogan is more likely to get the job before Gallagher. Gallagher just doesn't have a whole lot of potential. It's going to take him a while longer, but he'll develop. He'll develop. I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in here, and then I'll show you the final product of where I'm at with all these players. It's time for the semifinal first leg of the FA Trophy, and Williamson Toyne is actually cleared capable of playing. He was pulled out of the lineup from his minor injury. Match sharpness is good, but his condition is a bit low, just 72%, so I really can't afford to start him, but I could probably tweak the lineup and at least put him on the bench, and if need be, second half, we can bring him on, maybe the last 20 minutes or so, 30 minutes or so, and let him work his magic for us a little bit. Also, as we go to head into this, and you can see that we're looking Vanarama National League for Harrogate and Bromley both in this, and Northern Premier League Premier Division for Hednesford. So another surprise one in it. So we are the two teams that really don't belong. We are well below where we should be for competing in this FA Trophy. Good sign of things to come. But of course, Williamson Toyne very well could be on his way out this summer. I very much think a bid too large will come along and the board's going to end up accepting it. But of course, we do have some talented players that were in this youth intake that'll come into the side and develop rapidly and continue to contribute for the team to help develop. And as long as Williamson Toyne is the only piece that we lose, I think the team will still be good in the coming seasons. Meanwhile, FA Cup quarterfinal, Arsenal, Man United, Aston Villa, Man City, Bristol City from the Championship is in the quarterfinal. The underdog playing Liverpool, and then Tottenham and Bournemouth. Can the Minnow beat the Giant? Will they be Giant killers? Well, we'll see if we can get the score feedback on this one. All right, match preview. Bromley. We're playing Bromley. They're the favorites. They are the favorites. Okay, so Gibbons in the lineup with Williamson Toyne out. Gray in the lineup. Neil Curry, one of our originals, the better of the originals, but can I find a replacement for him for this important match? Wilkinson is available, but it's Wilkinson or Warren. Warren's a better option. Luka Jackson is available, but Scott Frame's available, so yeah, no, not changing that. Williamson Toyne on the bench. Okay, I'll take that. Gage Swain, no reason for him to be in the lineup with Wilkinson out there, so and these guys are suspended. No wonder that's what we have. Now, selection info, let's go reports maybe. There we go. Okay, so based on reports, are you gonna cooperate with me? There we go. Moffat suspended, Hammond suspended. Devitt, central defender, 2 stars. Much better marking, speed. Yes, sir. Let's bring you in first as a sub, and then we're going to push you into the lineup over Neil Curry. Goodbye, Curry. No, you're not picking up your first start. Okay, now 1.5 stars in translation here, but yeah, much better. Much better. We don't need Swain out there, so what do we have? Gums? What are you? Okay. Okay, Gums. We can bring you in for Swain. Do we have an option better than Curry out there? Gary Laird. Super slow, but still better than Curry is, I think. Williams. Don't need another left back, so sorry. Still recovering from this pneumonia. Ed Morgan. Do I have a striker right now? No. No, I don't. Gums to play midfield, attacking right center. But it's like, who do you pull out? Neil Curry isn't really a central defender, so maybe we do bring on something like a Morgan. To at least have another striker option. There we go. Okay, McKinnon, not in great shape. Williamson Toyne, not in great shape, but I like this lineup just a little bit better. There's still some real weaknesses out here. Devitt getting his first ever appearance for the team in the semifinal of the FA Trophy. Burton, not great. And actually, do we want to... We've got one player, right? One player in the U18s. I haven't tweaked this just yet. That's Hammond. Okay, Forbes is hurt. And You gotta look past all those new guys that aren't cleared yet. Owen. So sorry. Oh my goodness. This cough is getting bad. Attacking midfield right, developing very, very quickly. Ready for some first team action. And who would he step above? McKinnon is hurt. Not fit. But is pretty good. I was about to bring up Owen anyway. I think we want to bring in Owen. And Drew Dale's ready though. So are we better off than one of those guys? Owen. Very much right mid. Do we want to give him the start ahead of Dale? Dale actually has a relationship here. Let's keep him on the bench. All right. There you go. There you go. That's our lineup. Let me turn that filter off so I don't forget later. And we submit team. Not a great lineup for this game, but a few of the players are very good and better than what we're going up against, even for a Bromley side that is 2 divisions above us. I think that's where we're at right now. They're 6th tier, we're 8th tier. Keep our good run going. Oh man, you don't like that? You don't think we're on a good run? Is that what it is? Well, if I tell you that I think you're capable, you seem to like that. Alright, and away we go. Bromley, woof. Wow, they worked the ball well. They force a quarter out of that one. Ball barely tips it over. That ball, that was a cross, and it nearly went in. Catton already on a yellow card. But we do end up with the first shots. They weren't even credited with a shot for that because it was a cross, but it was a cross that nearly went in. Okay, form. Gibbons struggling. Frame struggling early on. And we're starting to see Bromley emerge. Half an hour in. Let's encourage. Frame! With the free kick. Can't connect. Bromley's coming away with it at the other end. Ball makes the stop. Okay, only a few guys fired up by the encouragement, but it's something. Oh, Gregory just misses. He had so much bend on that ball, but couldn't bring it back around. Halftime. 6-3 on the shots. Possession advantage is us. It looks like Williamson-Toyne might be in the cards for the second half. Again, with the pat on the back and decent response by the players. And here we go into the second half. Fatigue-wise, guys are looking pretty good. Frame's a little bit tired, but nobody's too bad off at the 50th minute. But again, I want to get Williamson-Toyne on as soon as I can, but he's only a 72% possession. Let's go ahead and make sub number 1, and it's Stephen Owen, the man. Oh, Gray. Okay, yes, he can play. Okay, he is definitely going in, even though Dale only is 6.5. Gray is a weak player, and he's going to replace him. I will happily take that. At this point, we're looking at... Gibbons, a 6.4, also down to 73%. So we're going to give him a few more minutes. And then we're going to bring on William Satoin for the last half hour. Bromley coming in, attacking. Hole is able to turn, find his man. Ball makes the stop. 15 minutes left. Oof. Another chance for Bromley there. Guys are fired up. Let's go with an encourage here. And I don't know if I have another sub to make without it being a setback. Grums. Let's see, one of these guys, is it Burton? Oh, well, Catton's super tired. Let's bring in Gums for Catton. William Satoin hanging in there, but not doing great. Bromley really struggling right now. No way we got called for a penalty there. It looked like they were holding us. Oh, come on. Bromley gets the go-ahead in stoppage time. We get called for a penalty on clearly a hold, but the ball was nowhere near the line of engagement. It was missing by a mile, so whoever held somebody and got called for that penalty really screwed the pooch. Devitt, Gums, William Satoin, frame. William Satoin can't connect. We needed a goal so bad there. We trail by 1 here in this semifinal. Now, of course, we've got plenty of time to win the FA Trophy if we can't get through this semifinal. But this is a huge miss by losing this game today. Missing far too many pieces from the team right now. And that's game. So we dropped the first leg of the semifinal at home, 1-0 on a penalty in stoppage time. Now that goal doesn't necessarily mean it's over, but we're huge underdogs, and it's just one of those days. I was unlucky, really unlucky on that call, because that ball was nowhere near anyone, and it was heading out of bounds. So obviously you don't see the fouls on this game, except for the slide tackle ones. You see those, but you often don't see the foul. Wow, Hennisford with the upset. Also on a penalty. The only goals on the day were both penalties. But that couldn't have been more unlucky that call happened away from the ball like that. Okay, here it is. FA Cup. Arsenal defeating Man United. Man City defeating Aston Villa. Liverpool beat the Minnows, Bristol City, and Tottenham knocking out Bournemouth. So we have a Tottenham, Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal final 4 into the semifinals. Obviously 4 of the big clubs, 4 of the 5 big clubs that were in the quarters get through. The only one not to get through is Man United. Wilfred Zaha for Arsenal. And then Esposito. 2 goals very late. Wow, it was 1-1 until the 89th minute on that one. Virgil van Dijk, probably off of a corner kick with the goal. And Fabinho with the penalty. Foden and Martinez. And that. Ziyech. Meanwhile, in the league, the others have played their games that they just played on the day we just played. We're still up by 7 points with 5 to play. So while FA Trophy starting to look unlikely, but not guaranteed that we'll lose. William Satoin back to full health playing, helps the attack, and then also we'll get our defenders back. Hopefully by then anyway. Bromley, second match is here after one league match. So, tricky little period And maybe we're going to open the next episode with that, because we also still have a lot of youth contracts that are just now being signed. So I'm going to be restructuring the squad a bit once you guys have signed theirs. Jack Cook. Okay, that's one of the players that's been around, but we reject. There's no reason for me to start giving away players unless I want to give away a player. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode there on that note. And with those players starting to sign on, I'll soon kind of have a better idea of where we're at. Chorley, I don't think I'm signing Chorley. I don't think I'm signing Smalley. Evans, Curry, not sure about Roper. I think might still be signing, even though he's not good now. But the rest of these guys, for the most part, I think are all already, bid. There it is, bids, bid. No bid on Evans at this point. We do have a bid on Curry. And none of these four right now have a bid. So for the first time, we will not be taking all of the youth players coming in. Right now, I have 5 that do not have a bid. Once I start sorting out the other guys, once they've accepted their bids and seeing where we're at, I'll see if I need to take any of these 5 as a must. All 5 of them are still better options than these guys. And especially these guys. There's no reason for them to be around. So I do have those players that really need to go away. And so for that, I would still rather have these 5 than any of those guys. So we'll have to see. Stevens is an over 18, so we're going to have to start looking into that, moving some guys up. Duncan is now over 18. So movement is coming. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to hit that like button. I am pleased with Hutton, Spence, Dawson. A few of these youth players coming in are going to have a real impact. Stephen Owen on his way to the first team after dominating at the U18s. And like I said, the U18s are more competitive this year. They've had a few wins, a few draws. That's not a ton of points. That's maybe 12. Maybe a little more, but it's certainly not a lot. But we're still better off. Still better off than where we were. And another strong group coming in that's going to start having an immediate impact. But a couple guys ready to move up, it looks like. See you next time. Bye for now.